Have you ever wondered why some seniors thrive after 80, while others struggle just to get through the day? Aging affects everyone differently, but there's something truly remarkable about that small group of older adults who seem to defy the usual limits. They stay sharp, move well, and smile like they've still got 1,000 things to live for. And believe it or not, only about 5% of seniors are actually able to do what we're going to talk about today. These aren't superhuman feats or magazine cover stories. These are quiet, powerful signs that someone is aging, not just longer, but better. In this video, we're exploring 5 things that only 5% of seniors can still do after 80. And if you're curious whether you or someone you love fits into this rare group, these signs might surprise you. We'll look at the subtle but significant ways the healthiest seniors keep their bodies strong, their minds alert, and their hearts light. From physical vitality to emotional resilience, each point reveals how the rare few manage to preserve something essential long after most others have let it go. Stay tuned until the end, because you'll not only discover what these 5 things are, you'll walk away with new hope for what's possible in your own aging journey. And who knows, you might already be doing 1 or 2 of these things without even realizing how rare and valuable they truly are. Let's get started. Number 1. Walking briskly without assistance. One of the clearest signs that a senior is part of the rare 5% after 80 is their ability to walk briskly without any form of assistance. We're not just talking about taking a few careful steps around the living room. We're talking about confidently walking down the street, through the grocery store, or across a parking lot at a pace that shows strength, balance, and independence. It's something many people take for granted until it's gone. And for most people in their 80s, it already is. As we age, our muscles naturally lose mass, joints become stiffer, and our sense of balance becomes more fragile. That's why most people over 80 either move more slowly, need a cane, or rely on someone else's arm for stability. But those who still walk briskly tend to share a few important traits. They've stayed active for decades, they've prioritized leg strength, and most of all, they've never stopped trusting their own body. Walking speed might seem like a small thing, but in the world of aging research, it's actually a powerful predictor of longevity and vitality. Studies have shown that seniors who can walk at a fast pace are more likely to live longer, remain independent, and recover faster from illnesses or injuries. Why? Because it reflects how well the heart, lungs, nervous system, and musculoskeletal system are all working together. It's like a silent test that tells you a lot more than meets the eye. Take, for example, Harold, an 83-year-old from Illinois who still walks to the diner every morning. It's not far, just a few blocks, but it's his routine. He walks without a cane, greets his neighbors along the way, and says that as long as he can do that walk, he knows he's still in control of his life. His stride isn't fast because he's in a rush. It's fast because he feels good and he trusts his legs to carry him. And here's the key. Walking briskly without help doesn't mean showing off or trying to be youthful. It's not about pretending you're still 50. It's about knowing your body, staying in motion, and holding on to that simple freedom of movement that many others have let go. It's about continuing to live life on your terms. So if you're still able to move around without needing support, if your legs still feel strong under you, and if you can move through the world without hesitating at every step, recognize how special that is. That kind of independence at 80 or beyond isn't common, but it's absolutely worth celebrating. Number 2. Sleeping through the night without interruption. One rare but powerful ability that only a small percentage of seniors maintain after 80 is the capacity to sleep through the night without waking up. For most older adults, uninterrupted sleep becomes harder and harder to come by. Whether it's frequent trips to the bathroom, aches and pains, or simply a restless mind, many seniors wake up multiple times each night and never quite feel fully rested in the morning. But for that exceptional 5% who still sleep soundly from bedtime to sunrise, their bodies are telling a different story, one of resilience, regulation, and deep internal balance. Sleep isn't just rest, it's recovery. When you sleep through the night without disturbance, your brain is able to move through all the essential sleep stages, including deep sleep and REM, which are vital for memory, mood, and even immune function. After 80, these stages often get shortened or disrupted, which can leave people feeling foggy, irritable, or just plain exhausted. But when your body still knows how to stay asleep, that's a sign that your internal systems, your circadian rhythm, your hormone cycles, and your nervous system are still functioning remarkably well. What's even more remarkable is that this kind of sleep doesn't usually happen by accident. Seniors who sleep deeply into their 80s often follow simple but powerful routines. They go to bed at the same time each night, they avoid heavy meals or screens before bed, and they've learned how to let go of worry when it's time to rest. They respect the quiet hours and create an environment that welcomes rest rather than fights against it. Consider Helen, an 82-year-old from Oregon who still sleeps 7 to 8 hours every night without waking up once. She says her secret isn't some fancy mattress or magic pill, it's the way she ends her day. Every evening she sits quietly for 15 minutes with a cup of chamomile tea, reflects on one thing she's grateful for, and lets herself relax completely before turning out the light. Her body responds night after night because she's created a pattern of safety and peace that tells her mind it's okay to fully rest. That kind of consistent, uninterrupted sleep is a gift and a reflection of a well-regulated, deeply balanced body and mind. If you still wake up feeling refreshed, if you're able to go to bed and trust your body to carry you through the night without a single interruption, then recognize how rare and valuable that is. It's not just about how many hours you sleep, it's about how deeply you let go, and if you've worked hard over the years to care for your health, manage your stress, and build a life where your mind and body can rest fully, then this one ability, sleeping through the night, might be a quiet but powerful sign that you're doing something right. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Retaining sharp short-term memory. One of the most impressive and uncommon abilities among seniors over 80 is the power to retain sharp short-term memory. While many older adults notice their memory fading a little here and there, forgetting where they placed their glasses, struggling to recall a recent name, or blanking on what they were about to say, there are a few who continue to think clearly, remember details, and carry on conversations with precision and ease. And this isn't just luck or good genetics. It's often the result of lifelong habits that have kept the brain engaged, challenged, and resilient over time. Short-term memory is closely tied to the health of certain brain regions, particularly the hippocampus, which tends to shrink as we age. But in some seniors, the brain seems to resist that typical decline. They can recall a conversation from earlier in the day, remember appointments without writing them down, or tell a story without losing their train of thought. These signs don't just reflect mental clarity, they show how well the brain has been preserved and protected through the decades. What makes this even more significant is that it's often the small, consistent efforts that pay off. Seniors who retain strong memory often have a few habits in common. They stay socially active, they challenge their minds with puzzles, reading, or learning, and they avoid excessive stress and isolation. They've built a mental lifestyle that doesn't just keep the brain running, it keeps it thriving. Take George, an 84-year-old from Virginia who still hosts a weekly trivia night at his local community center. Every Thursday, he stands in front of a group of friends, rattling off questions, remembering everyone's scores, and keeping track of details without ever needing to check a list. He says it's not about being perfect. It's about using his brain regularly, staying curious, and never letting himself fall into mental autopilot. George believes that his mind has stayed sharp because he never stopped asking questions or paying attention. That kind of mental clarity is a rare and beautiful thing. It's not just about being able to remember things, it's about continuing to participate in life with the full richness of your mind intact. It allows you to enjoy conversations more deeply, to maintain meaningful relationships, and to keep contributing to the world around you in ways that feel authentic and valuable. So if you find yourself still able to recall details, process new information, or stay focused in conversations, don't overlook how remarkable that is. It's a reflection of a brain that has been cared for, exercised, and supported, and that strength continues to serve you every day. When you remember something important without writing it down, or catch yourself finishing someone's sentence because you've stayed tuned in, recognize that as a sign of strength, not just memory. At 80 or beyond, a sharp mind is one of the most powerful tools you can carry, and it puts you in a very rare group indeed. Number 4, having regular pain-free bowel movements. One of the most underappreciated but meaningful signs of healthy aging after 80 is the ability to have regular pain-free bowel movements without relying on laxatives, fiber supplements, or constant dietary changes. It might not be a topic that comes up at dinner, but it's something every senior pays attention to, because when things aren't moving the way they should, everything else feels off. And while many older adults struggle with constipation, bloating, or irregular digestion, a small group still manages to maintain smooth, natural regularity well into their 80s and beyond. This isn't just about comfort, it's a reflection of how well the digestive system is still functioning, how hydrated the body is, and how balanced the gut bacteria remain. As we age, the muscles in the digestive tract can weaken, nerve signals can slow, and certain medications can make things even more complicated. That's why digestive issues become so common after 70. But for that rare 5% who still go regularly without discomfort, it speaks volumes about how their body is aging internally. What sets these individuals apart is often a lifetime of paying attention to the little things. They tend to stay hydrated without overthinking it. They move their bodies daily, even if it's just a walk around the block, and they eat in a way that supports digestion, not through extreme diets, but by sticking with simple whole foods that nourish rather than confuse the body. Their gut health is stable because their lifestyle has been consistent, not reactive. Let's take Clara, an 81-year-old from Minnesota who still has a morning routine that hasn't changed in decades. She wakes up early, drinks a full glass of water before she does anything else, eats a warm breakfast with fruit notes, and takes a walk around her garden. She doesn't count calories, she doesn't obsess over probiotics, she just listens to what feels right and sticks with what works. And she says she hasn't had a serious digestive issue since her 60s. This kind of regularity may seem minor, but for seniors over 80, it's a major marker of overall vitality. When your body still eliminates waste efficiently and comfortably, it tells you that your internal systems, from muscles to nerves to bacteria, are still functioning in harmony. It allows you to feel light, comfortable, and at ease rather than weighed down, sluggish, or distracted by discomfort. So if you find that your digestion is still dependable, that you're not constantly adjusting your diet or taking something to keep things moving, appreciate just how rare that is. It means your body has adapted well, that you've likely been treating it with care, and that your quality of life is better for it. Regular pain-free bowel movements might not be glamorous, but they're one of the most honest reflections of health that most people overlook. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, experiencing spontaneous laughter and joy. One of the most beautiful and rare abilities that only a handful of seniors retain after 80 is the capacity to experience spontaneous laughter and genuine joy. At first glance, this might seem like an emotional trait rather than a physical one. But make no mistake, the ability to feel light-hearted, to smile for no reason, and to laugh at life's small quirks is a profound indicator of internal health. For most people, aging brings with it layers of worry, loss, and sometimes even emotional heaviness. But that small group of seniors who can still laugh freely, who still see the humor in everyday life, are often aging better than anyone realizes. Laughter isn't just a response to something funny, it's a reflection of how you interpret the world. Seniors who can still laugh easily tend to have a flexible mind and a resilient spirit. They don't get stuck in rigid routines or weighed down by regrets. Instead, they adapt, they forgive, and they let go of what doesn't serve them. That kind of emotional fluidity is far more rare than we think, especially past 80. There's also a deep biological link. Studies have shown that laughter reduces stress hormones, boosts immune function, and increases pain tolerance. When an older adult still has the emotional capacity to laugh until their belly shakes or to tear up from joy at a grandchild's joke, it's a sign that their nervous system is still well balanced, their mind is still open, and their heart hasn't closed itself off. It's not just mental health, it's emotional vitality that shines through. And this joy doesn't have to come from big events. The seniors who laugh the most often find delight in the small, ordinary moments of daily life: a bird tapping on the window, a friend calling unexpectedly, a child's silly observation. These aren't just distractions, they're invitations to feel something deeply human. Seniors who embrace these moments remind us that joy isn't about circumstances, it's a decision to remain emotionally awake, no matter what age we are. Take Frank, an 85-year-old from North Carolina, who still starts each morning by watching his favorite comedy clips over a cup of coffee. His family says he laughs so loud the neighbors can hear him through the kitchen window. Frank says that for him, laughter is medicine. It keeps him from taking life too seriously, even on tough days. He doesn't deny the challenges of aging, but he chooses not to let them steal his ability to enjoy the moment. What makes this trait especially powerful is how contagious it can be. Seniors who continue to express joy often bring that light to others. Their laughter softens tension in a room. Their smile encourages others to open up. And in a world where so many are focused on what's going wrong, their ability to focus on what's still right becomes a kind of emotional leadership. So if you still find yourself laughing out loud, grinning at silly things, or feeling bursts of joy during an ordinary afternoon, that's not just a sign of a good day. It's a sign that your spirit is still alive and well. It means you've held on to something that no pill or procedure can provide: your emotional spark. To feel joy after 80 is rare. To share it with others is even more special. If you have that lightness in you, treasure it. It just might be the reason others feel hopeful when they're around you. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a quiet moment to reflect on everything we've covered today. Out of all the things we talked about, brisk walking, sleeping deeply, remembering clearly, digesting well, and laughing freely, was there one that really stood out to you? Was there one that felt familiar, or maybe one you're still working toward? The truth is, aging doesn't come with a single path or timeline. Every person's journey looks a little different, but when you notice yourself doing one of these rare things after 80, it's worth pausing to recognize what it means. You're not just getting by, you're thriving in a way